Hi guys, I hope you are staying healthy and safe at home. I know this is a very bizarre time that we are experiencing right now, but we are rolling with it and we're going to see what kind of stuff we can get done. Okay, so I have kind of like paper and video options for you to complete on Google Classroom as well. But I wanted to throw this option in there for those of you that are really missing kind of getting your hands dirty and actually physically making something. I kind of feel like I am trying to be a food blogger and am not equipped to do that. So just bear with me here as we pretend that I know what I'm doing. Okay, I followed the recipe that I shared with you guys earlier. I did 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of salt. It's a lot of salt, so make sure your parents are okay with you doing this. And 1 cup of cold water. I kneaded it, as they say, or wedged it, as we say in the clay world, and then I let it sit. I kneaded it for 10 minutes and let it sit for 20 minutes. And now I've added a little bit more flour to it, and I am going to re-wedge it here on this little counter area that I have put aside for this. And then I'm going to take some flour and put it out on the counter so that nothing gets stuck to the counter. So this is not dough that you want to eat, okay? This is for crafting. If this takes off and y'all really enjoy it, then maybe we'll kind of explore the similarities in ceramics and baking with actual food. I don't know, however y'all want to do this, we'll make it work, okay? So, I have my flour down. I have flour on this. I'm going to put some flour on my hands. Now, full disclosure, I do bake on my own time, so I have supplies that you might not have, but I'm going to have some options for you to do other stuff, okay? So I have a little roller that I'm going to use. If you want to use, like say you don't have a roller, you can use a glass cup, like a drinking glass, and the same thing that we're doing here, the same thing you would do in class with our clay, and you are going to roll this out. So some of the other tools I have here are a knife and a pizza cutter. Again, this is something you need to ask whoever you live with if that's okay. And I also have another bowl right here. My bowl on the bottom says it's a Pyrex brand, and then it also says, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. You can't see it, but there is writing on the bottom of that. So it says Pyrex for oven and microwave, not for stovetop or broiler. So I can use this in the oven, okay? I have this rolled out. I'm going to dust it with a little more flour. I'm going to set this here, and I'd rather use a pizza cutter, so I'm going to try it and see if it works. So far, so good. And I'm going to pull this edge off and toss it back in my dough bowl. Let's see if that... Now, I'm going to clean up the edges just like if I was making something ceramic. I'm going to attempt to pull it off. Okay, actually, hold that thought. So, I have this cookie stamp that says Made with Love that I can take and press into here and it's going to show up. But again, I bake in my free time. So the other thing that you could do is take, I don't know how many of you have real flowers outside. I don't. But I found a bunch of fake flowers. You could do that. You could take a fork and kind of press a design into it like that. Maybe you have an old pair of earrings that have a design on them. You could press those into this. It's really your time to get creative, okay? The other thing that we should talk about before is that you can color this beforehand with food coloring, and when it bakes it might fade a little bit, but it'll still be there. Or you can paint it afterwards if you have like craft paint. So I'm going to paint mine afterwards, assuming that this all works. And I'm going to take my Made with Love stamp and I'm going to press it down in there. And then I'm going to take some of these flowers, I just pulled mine off, and I'm going to press it into my dough all the way around. Now when I pick this up, because it's not super firm, it might lose its shape a little bit, but what I'm going to do, because I want it to stay the shape of a bowl, I know that this can go in the oven. We just talked about it, right? I'm gonna put a little bit of dough on this bowl. I'm going to take my circle that I've cut, very gently pull it off the table, and I'm going to drape it over this bowl like so. Yo, this is wonky. You know what? Let's take this again. I mean, let's just see what happens here, right? And I'm gonna pull that off. Cleans up the edge. We're just going with the flow here, okay? I'm gonna do the same on the bottom, just in case I just royally screwed up the other side. And then I'm gonna take a leaf, I guess, and I'm going to press it into the side of the bowl that I can now see. This will then go on my baking sheet, and it bakes at a really low temperature for a really long time, okay? I don't remember the details, and I'm not going to pretend I know. So I will post it with all of your other information for this. Hopefully there will be pictures of a finished, decent looking bowl. Good luck! So I also am going to do an initial for my daughter, and I'm going to try and get it like a straw to put a little hole in it, and then I can hang it on something in her room, like a door or a dresser. I made it on this. I tried to make it on this, and when I pulled it off, it like stuck to it and messed up. So I re-rolled it and cut it on this. I took pictures, and I'm going to go around and make some little designs with this fork, and then hopefully I'll be able to stitch these videos together. And I also think I'm going to try and do a pinch pot. I have no idea if that's going to work, but let's give it a go, right? Okay, I was on this, then I used my phone, now I'm back to this. If I somehow am able to stitch these together, then I am a video vlogger. I don't care what anybody else says. Okay, I'm going to attempt a pinch pot. I have not done this yet, but I've wedged it, kneaded the dough. I'm going to stick my thumb in it just like we would any other pinch pot, and I'm just going to roll around and start pinching. My fear is that the dough is going to be too soft and fall apart, and so far that's where we're at. I'm going to try and add more flour to it. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. When I added flour, it got like really falling apart. So I put salt in it, and then it got sticky. So now I am pinching it on the baking sheet. Again, we don't know if this is going to work. I might make it look like a box to try and make it stand up more. So it's like ceramics first day, right? Whatever. We'll figure it out. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to do is try and make some gift tags, because I thought, well, I have this, and I figured out how to poke a hole in this to be able to put a string through it. So hopefully I can get a couple of those right here, and I'll bake them, and we'll see if I'm able to paint them. All right? I don't know, guys. We're trying here. Okay, guys, here's my update. They're out, and they look okay, but this one is stuck to this bowl. So I'll keep you updated on how that goes. Okay, guys, so my husband got this off, and it didn't break, but it is super like gummy on the inside. I don't know if I should let it cook more or let it sit longer. I mean, look at this. It's like a stretchy cookie. So it's not cute, but, and that's, I mean, that's cute, but that's not cute. It is a bowl.